All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are cracking open a really fascinating project called GrapheneOS. Now, its goal is huge, to basically solve the privacy and security problems that are baked into the very phones we carry around every single day. But before we get into the weeds, I want you to just think about this for a second. That smartphone in your pocket, who is it really working for? Is it you? Or is it the giant tech company that made it, the one that's constantly collecting data in the background? That question, right there, is the entire problem we're going to tackle. Okay, so let's get into the core issue. The phone you're probably holding right now has a fundamental design flaw when it comes to your privacy. And this table right here, it really says it all. See, on a normal Android phone, Google Play Services isn't just some app you can uninstall. No, it's woven into the very fabric of the system, with the highest level of privileges possible. You have almost no saying in what it does. GrapheneOS comes along and completely flips that on its head. It takes those exact same services and basically puts them in a cage. It makes them a regular app, giving you total control. So what even is GrapheneOS? I know, it sounds super technical, but the actual idea behind it is surprisingly straightforward. So to get GrapheneOS, you first got to know about ASOP, the Android open source project. This is the free open source code that Google itself uses to build Android. Think of it like this. ASOP is the base engine, and different companies build their own car around it. Samsung has its version, Google has its Pixel version, and GrapheneOS is just another version. It's not a totally new operating system built from scratch, it's a super hardened, privacy-first version of the Android you already know. Right, so a big question people always ask is, if this is all about privacy, why on earth would you use a Google phone? And look, it's not because anyone loves Google, it's because, right now, they make the most secure and open hardware for the job. Pixels have amazing security chips like the Titan M2. But here's the real kicker. They are the only phones that let you install a totally different operating system and keep all the critical security features working. This includes something called verified boot, which is huge. It's like a security guard that checks your OS's ID every single time you turn on your phone to make sure nothing has been tampered with. Now for the really cool part. Let's break down the mechanics of how GrapheneOS actually keeps you safe in ways your standard phone just can't. This right here is the magic trick. It's called sandboxing. If you need Google services for an app to work, fine, you can install them. But they run as a completely normal app, not some all-powerful system process. What does that mean? It means you are in charge. You grant or deny every single permission, just like you would for a game or any other app. And, this is critical, it's blocked from getting any of your phone's permanent hardware IDs, like the IMEI. You are in total, absolute control. And oh, it goes so much deeper. I mean, look at this. You can give an app access to just one photo instead of your entire library using storage scopes. Ever worry about being tracked as you move between Wi-Fi networks at a mall or airport? Mac randomization gives your phone a new identity for every single connection, making that impossible. It even has an auto-reboot timer, so if you don't use your phone for, say, 12 hours, it'll automatically restart itself, clearing all the encryption keys from memory and locking it down to its most secure state. Okay, so it's incredibly secure, we get it. But here's the million-dollar question. Can you actually live with this thing day to day? Let's talk about it. Because this is it, right? This is the #1 worry everyone has. What's the point of all this security if I can't use my banking app or I stop getting notifications from my messages? Well, the answer is a big, loud yes. Because you can install those sandboxed Google Play services, your phone can still talk to all the systems that apps rely on. Notifications? They work perfectly, even if you never sign in to a Google account. And your banking apps? Yep, they almost all work exactly as you'd expect. In fact, we're talking something like 99% of banking apps work flawlessly. For that tiny 1% that might act a little funny, there's usually just a simple switch you can flip in the settings to make it happy. The community even keeps lists online so you can check if your specific bank's app is good to go. And here's another myth we can bust. You don't have to give up the Pixel's amazing camera, not at all. You can actually install the official Google Camera app, and it has full access to all that incredible software processing that makes the pictures so good. You get the best-in-class photos, but the app itself is stuck in that sandbox without any special privileges. So we've covered privacy, and we've covered usability. But let's get down to brass tacks. How does all of this security actually hold up in the real world? It really all comes down to this core belief, the entire philosophy of the project. You simply cannot have privacy without security. They're two sides of the same coin. If your device can be easily broken into, all the privacy features in the world don't mean a thing. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote, this is from leaked documents from actual forensic firms. These are the companies that law enforcement pays to crack into phones, and they are saying that a pixel running GrapheneOS is the single hardest target they have. That is a massive, real-world testament to how effective this is. So, how does this comparative say Apple, the other big name in security? Well, both have a fantastic security foundation, no question, but the philosophy is completely different. With Apple, you're private from everyone except Apple. Their whole ecosystem requires you to hand over tons of your data to them. With Graphene OS, there is zero data collection by default. You, the user, decide what gets shared, if anything ever does. It's a fundamental difference in who's in control. And that kind of leaves us with this final question to chew on. GrapheneOS isn't just an operating system. It's a statement. It's a shift in who owns and controls our most personal devices. It proves we don't have to trade our privacy for modern features. So you have to wonder, is this what the future of truly private mobile computing is going to look like? It's a pretty powerful idea.